As promised, we are back live here at the Guidebook Connect Insights Lounge, here at day 2 of the AHIP Institute and Expo. Hi everyone, this is Kate Warnock, and I have another wonderful guest here joining us, Mr. Ari Tulla. Ari, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Ari, you are the co-founder and CEO of Better Doctor. You know, Ari, we've had some other folks talk to us yesterday, but you know, it can't be taken for granted that there's nothing that's going to interrupt a member's experience with their health plan than discovering that their provider is not in the network for the plan they purchased. You know, I was wondering, how does Better Doctor solve for this?
That's a great question, and I think all of us as patients, we have that experience. We went to somewhere, we found information that was maybe incorrect by wrong address, wrong phone number, and it's really frustrating. So what we try to do here is to go hand-in-hand combat and really talk to the providers and understand where are they located, do they accept new patients, and who are they? That's really what we do every day.
So you're verifying all of this information and then you're loading it into your platform?
So what we do, we have built a platform that basically we take all the provider data from different health plans.
Okay.
We work with 9 different plans today. We put it in one data depository, and what we then find out is the commonalities, the normalizations. So make the data better by default, and then we load it into our validation tools, and we validate all the provider data from the providers directly. They can do it by, we send faxes, we send emails, we send phone calls, and they can go to online tools that they can update their own information.
And so in that way, you're making sure that when the member is signing up for their plan, the doctor who they think they're getting is actually still in network.
Absolutely, and every day we try to do it faster and faster. So when we get information from the health plans, we try to make that available for them almost immediately when we do the validation. So the idea is that we flow the data back to them instantly.
Terrific. Well, so Ari, we had Marilyn Tavener here on our stage just a few moments ago, and she was sharing with us just a little bit about the this pilot that they have launched around the provider network directory. What exactly is your role with that pilot?
So Better Doctor is working now with 9 health plans in California and Indiana. And what we try to do now is to validate all the providers in those states. Okay. And really it's about compliance. It's also about improving the data quality. And it's also about lowering the cost, because this can be a major cost center for the smaller plans especially, because they don't really have the big teams who are doing the outreach effort all the time.
So you mentioned real quickly that there was a component that maybe, I'm not sure if it was always present, but now there is a mandate, right, around the quality of the data that's being shared in the provider directory. Can you speak to that for just a moment?
Yeah, in California we have a new regulation called SB 137, and it requires now all the health plans to validate the data every 6 months. And it's also mandating that the providers have to comply. They have to report changes quickly. And of course today we have about 100,000 different providers in California. We have about 200,000 different locations that they're practicing medicine. So not everybody will know about it. So really it's a communication battle. How do we get them to know about it? And how do we build tools so they can actually keep the data up to date?
Right.
Nobody wants to have this issue. The providers want to update their data because otherwise they don't get new patients.
Right.
And of course the health plans want to have accurate data. So we try to be a middleman in this and help everybody to succeed.
So with this new regulation in California, is there a penalty if they're not compliant or if that data remains inaccurate?
So for the providers, there can be penalties, if they don't comply. It could be that, they might be dropped out of network, which of course is a big deal for providers. And of course, health plans, there's a possibility for audits and so forth. So they of course have to go for the accurate information.
Okay, well Ari, in doing some research, preparing for this interview, I discovered that you were formerly with Nokia. I was wondering, you were the head of Nokia's App Studio, so a very, very big job. You helped design thousands and thousands of games with millions of downloads. What made you switch from doing that to focusing on provider directories?
I think I'm like every health entrepreneur. You don't go there for the fun, you go there for the mission. So my family had some health issues. My wife got ill 20 years ago, and we've been fighting with healthcare in Europe and later in the US. And I really had to do something about it. And we faced this challenge about finding the right provider. It was really hard. And we just really focus on today, every day in the company to help the patient in the end and help everybody in the system to have accurate information and be able to be discovered and found better.
There's so many conversations, Ari, and you yourself went through this journey. You identified the problem, but you were outside the health industry. How was it that you were able to kind of track into the health industry? You were aware of one pain point, but maybe there were others that needed to be solved, or your pain point that you wanted to solve required alignment. How did you go about making that alignment so that you could make the change you were here to do?
I think that's a question I'm facing every day when I look in the mirror in the morning. I still know nothing about the healthcare market, I feel, because it's so complicated, so vast.
Yes.
And I know about tech, I understand a lot about data, but every day I'm here talking to people, talking to you and everybody, and trying to understand like what is our position in the market, because it's a big market, there are a lot of big incumbents, big players in the marketplace. So how do we fit as a small startup into this equation, and how can we be helpful? I mean, you can't be a renegade, you have to be an open collaborator with everybody, and that's the only way to succeed in healthcare, and that took me a lot of time to learn. I think last 5 years we've been trying to kind of hit our head in the wall, and now last 2 years we've been open and embracing everybody and trying to be the open player, the friendly guy to everybody, and that works better.
Well, that's good to know, and great advice for anybody who's looking to break into this industry, so nobody can speak to it better than yourself, perhaps. So, Ari, thank you so much for spending some of your time with us here at the Guidewell Connect Insights Lounge. We're going to be coming up with another interview in just a moment. Please keep watching.
Thank you.